object in C++. So we'll start with the definition of an object and how to declare and create an object in C++ environment. So I'll start with the definition. Object is a real-time entity which is having both state and behavior. So you can consider anything in the world. So you can consider everything as an object. So suppose if I consider a fan is an object. So we can say states is nothing but the properties and the behavior is nothing but functionality. Suppose if considered fan is an object, so I can take a properties of a fan is number of wings, color, speed. So these are the properties I consider that describes about this particular fan. And coming to behavior, so what the fan can do? So now the functionality of fan is, so you can make operate to rotate a fan. So for this rotation, we can specify the speed. So this is a behavior of a fan. So which gives you or which blow some air. So we'll see how you're going to declare an object in C++. So we know already in C++, it strictly follows the syntax. So for declaration of object also we need to follow some syntax. So first I'll explain the syntax of declaring an object. Then we'll go with an example that describes how to use an object in C++. So declaration of object. The syntax for declaring an object is you have to specify the class name and you can specify the object name here. So this is a basic syntax for creating an object in C++. Now you can create any number of objects for the same class. It is going to be extended like class name, object 1, comma, object 2, comma, object 3, and so on. You can create n number of objects. For example, if you consider your classroom, you can take a student as a class. So now you are going to create any number of objects for the class student. So each object is going to describe about individual student of your classroom. For example, if I have a class student, so you know already how you're going to create a class in C++. So I'll give you a structure of a class. So I have a class and my class name is student, and this student class is having 3 attributes like student name, roll number, and suppose if I consider as a gender. So I can take like male or female with F and M so that I consider it is a character. So I have 2 methods. So like void get details and void show details about that particular student. So after my class definition, I need to create an object so that I have to take my main function. So in that main function, I'm going to create an object for my class student. So I'll consider my main function. So in that main function, I'm going to create a class object. So what is my class name here? Here it is student. So simply I can take my class name, and here I'm going to create 2 objects because my interest is I'm going to describe about 2 students in my classroom. So here simply I'm going to take s1 dot get details and s1 dot show details. So this is a way actually how you're going to create an object and how you're going to instantiate your objects in a class. So now what your get details method will do, it is going to give an information about the student. So here you can consider like a scene statement. So which is going to take student name, roll number and gender. So when I'm calling this particular method, now this object is going to take the values of the first student, and I am going to instantiate the same way for the second object also. Similarly, like s2 dot get details and s2 dot show details. So this is an example for how you're going to create an object in C++ and how to call the methods using an object. So you can create any type of objects like a normal object or a pointer object you can create in C++. So when you are using an ordinary object, you are going to use a member operator, that is a dot operator. Right? You have to remember. So you can instantiate your methods or data members simply by using a dot operator. So here we have to provide your data member or the member function. So by this example, if I created 2 objects S1, S2, and by this S1 and S2, I am going to represent about 2 students information. So by S1, suppose if I am describing about a person, Devi, so the name of the student is Devi and the roll number of that student is 102 and the gender is female. So this is my first student information. Whereas second student, I have another student in my classroom. So the name of the student is Gauri and the roll number is 107 and the gender is female. So by using these objects, I can represent